Imagine a place where, for 400 years, almost every single day, someone did not walk out alive. 500,000. Maybe a full million. This was not a war. Not a disaster. Not chaos. It was a schedule. It was a system. It was the Colosseum. The Colosseum was not just an arena. It was a long-running machine, perfected over generations. For nearly 400 years of active use, this structure operated continuously. Historians estimate that between 500,000 and 1 million people vanished here, along with hundreds of thousands of wild animals brought from every corner of the empire. Nothing about this was spontaneous. Everything followed a plan. The games didn't last a single afternoon. They stretched for weeks, sometimes months without interruption. The Colosseum had a workday. A rhythm. A routine. Morning. Lighter programs. The crowd was relaxed. People talked, ate, moved freely. What happened in the center felt distant. Almost background noise. Midday. Heat. Noise. Tension. By now, the crowd had become a single organism. Every movement was watched. Every signal from above mattered. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was a public lesson in obedience. Evening. The main event. This is when the true stars appeared. The gladiators. Here's what most people get wrong. Gladiators were not random fighters. They were elite professionals. They were selected, trained, and refined for years. They practiced technique, timing, balance, and endurance. They studied opponents. They learned how to read the crowd. A gladiator didn't just fight. He performed, knowing that a single mistake could end everything. They were well fed. They received medical care. They were treated after every appearance. Because they were expensive assets. Every matchup was carefully designed. Different weapons. Different body types. Different styles. Not to end quickly, but to last. To build tension. To keep the audience breathless. Yet even in this highly controlled system, there were no guarantees. The fate of a wounded gladiator was not decided by the winner alone. It was decided by the emperor. By the crowd. Thousands of eyes. One gesture. Sometimes mercy. Often, the opposite. And here is the most unsettling truth. Even the greatest gladiators rarely survived more than 10 to 15 appearances. 10. 15. Not years. Matches. Each appearance increased the risk. Injuries accumulated. Reflexes slowed. Mistakes became unavoidable. The audience sensed this. The closer a legend came to the edge, the stronger the tension became. That's why gladiators were idolized. Their images covered walls. Children knew their names. Everyone understood one thing. They wouldn't last long. But the Colosseum was more than a stage for fighters. It was a public display of authority. This is where symbolic executions took place, including those involving early Christians. Not as uncontrolled persecution, but as a message. The empire wasn't arguing. It was demonstrating. Belief did not place you above the system. Conviction did not protect you. Authority always made the final decision. Even these moments were staged. With scenery. With symbolism. With narrative. Nothing was accidental. Beneath the arena lay a hidden world. Corridors. Holding chambers. Lifts and mechanisms. People and animals emerged suddenly, as if the ground itself had chosen them. Surprise was part of the design. Control was the goal. The sand on the arena floor was replaced constantly. It absorbed everything from the previous day. So the next morning, everything could begin again. Clean. Silent. Scheduled. The Colosseum was not a historical mistake. It was a logical outcome of its time. A place where spectacle replaced reflection. Where emotion overpowered meaning. Today, it stands as a monument. But once, it was the most efficient system for controlling the masses ever created. Not because of stone. Not because of size. But because it taught people to watch and not question.